To go from basic to glam basic. Boom. We ain't doing the most. Cause I ain't expecting to be a baddie. Welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog, I'm going to show you how I go from basic to glam basic, because I'm not doing the most. This is my basic makeup routine, just a less than 20 minutes, probably about 10 minutes usually. So I'm going to show you how I achieve this basic glam look on my face. Let's go. And I just got out the shower and did my skincare, so I am about to first put some lotion on my face. I'm using the Ole Henriksen Truth C-Rush Brightening Gel Cream. Just a small amount here. Kind of just get like a small dab. So a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. And I usually do my eyebrows first, so I'm gonna start there. I am using the ANASTASIA, the Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown. And then this is the MAC 266 brush. I got this, there's eyebrow pomade from yesterday on it, but I got this years ago. This has been the best brush I've ever used for my brows. And I have Anastasia's and all the different brand brow brushes, but for some reason, this one just has worked the best for me. I'm gonna start by dipping this in the pomade, and then I kind of just clean off the sides of it a little bit. I really should have cleaned this brush first, but all right, let's get started. I barely touch the inside. I try to go in like with a very light hand, and I hold it from the handle out here so that I don't get too dark. Sometimes I overdo it. And I'm just kind of shading up here just to hit those sparse areas. All right. My eyebrows desperately need waxed, but I haven't made it out there lately to get them done. But I think I'm gonna make an appointment this week. And this brow is more sparse than the other one, like right up in this area, so I'm just kind of taking light strokes going upwards. And then when I'm really trying to like get my eyebrows to look sharp, I just usually go on the outline with a pencil and just shade them in very lightly with the Dip Brow Pomade. Alright, this one's still looking a little sparse in this area. It's very difficult to get this brow done because it has these sparse areas, and sometimes I go in too much and it gets too dark. All right, next I am going to go in with this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Time to buy me one of these. I love this stuff. I can never go without getting like black stuff on my hands and nails from brow pencils and things. And I am no makeup artist, so this is just the way I do things. But most primers don't work well for me. They don't really do much for me. This one works well for like my nose area. It gets really, really oily. I love the way it feels when it sets in. It's like sticky, so that's why I keep messing with it. And while I'm giving that a chance to dry down, I am still a MAC girl. Now, I use like NARS and different foundations too, but I find that the MAC Studio Fix foundation still works best for me. Between colors NC45 and NC47, because most things oxidize to this reddish orange color on my face, and it's so hard for me to find a good color for my face. So I found that the MAC, even though that one oxidizes as well, somehow it balances in with my skin color the best. Get my Beauty Blender sponge and wet that. And this MAC foundation looks like it's almost gone. I have actually 3 bottles. Every year I go back and forth about which shade I truly am, and I go between these 3. So this is NC45, NC46, and NC47. Sometimes I'll mix them. So I dab mine actually straight onto the sponge. And before I put it on, I am going to just put some of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the color Butterscotch. Stroke of that under my eyes. Like this area is hollow right here that I put it in, and this is like right where my dark circles start. All right, so I have the foundation on the sponge, and yes, the sponge is clean. It just didn't get the stuff out really good. It's still brown tinged from makeup. And I only use like one pump on this, let me take the pump thing, just usually one pump, and if I need to, I'll go back in with another, but I feel like for me, less is more. Like, it doesn't cover up everything, but I really use it more to even out my skin tone. I have a lot of reds and shadows on my skin, so I hate that. I love this little headband here, but the makeup just gets all over it, and I don't like that. I try not to say I hate things. You know, you get used to saying I hate this, I hate that. I don't like that I do that, so I'm trying to not do that. So now I'm just going up under the eye area. Blend that in a little bit. And this concealer is good. Still, again, the best concealer I've used has been the MAC Pro Longwear, and I am in the shade NC45, which comes off red to me, so I do have to like go over it with a powder or something, because it comes off this like deep color, but it conceals so good for me, and it doesn't seem to crease. Alright, so let that dry down some. And the shade, the NARS foundation that I have is Tahoe. I have a hard time finding my shade in this as well. I go between like, I've used Tahoe, Macao, Cadiz, I think, and like 2 other ones. When I go to Sephora to be color matched or anywhere, they have a very hard time color matching me, and I have a very hard time color matching myself as well. Pull out some contour type bronzer. This, initially when I bought this, I wasn't sure about it. Now I love it. It's like the main one I use. It's the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil. First of all, it smells like hot chocolate, like cocoa. And this is Longwear Matte Bronzer. So this is my favorite bronzer to use because, I don't know, it just goes well for me. And I don't really know how to do bronzer, so. Let me see, I'm gonna go in here a little better. And then, being that my brows aren't done, this is lazy, but I'm just gonna go under here a little bit. So I might need to tweeze a little bit. Found a concealer brush, not the one I wanted to use, but it's this Sephora Pro Concealer number 71. And I'm gonna take the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and put 1 pump on the brush. Use just a little bit under here. And 1 pump for this stuff definitely goes a long way. I'm gonna go on the back side of it and try to blend that in. Alright, so now that I have that done, I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender and just blend that out some. I'm gonna try to just go on the outside of it first. Alright, here we are. And then immediately after, I am trying to hurry up and get my sponge out. I'm gonna go in with one of the black sponges and set the under eye. Another thing that my skin looks really like dewy now. I don't know if you can tell in the camera. I know it looks 2 different shades because I really don't do my forehead. I don't like that look with the forehead. I'll go over it like lightly towards the end, but it doesn't look like that in person, I promise you. But I'm using the Huda Beauty KUNAFA powder. It's the color KUNAFA. And this is going to be the set, and this is a really difficult one for me to use because it's in this small container. So what I do is just kind of let a little bit fall onto the actual sponge they have. and I dab it onto my sponge. So my under eye will get really dry if I overdo this. That's how much is on there. It looks like there's a lot more on there than it really is because there's really not that much on here. My makeup literally takes like probably 5-10 minutes in the morning. I don't usually take this long because all this is pretty quick because I'm not being too precise. So I'm just taking this chocolate SOLEIL powder. I'm just putting it kind of like on my cheekbone here. And this brush is a MAC 12. I can't tell what that number is. I've had this for a while. 12 something, 12, it's 121 is the beginning numbers. I don't know what that last number says. And again, there might not be any product on here, but I call myself adding some type of contour underneath there. Don't know if it works. So this is just a leftover foundation from earlier that I'm patting up here because I don't want it to be too much color up there. And then I'll do the edges of my forehead here with the bronzer. If any of you guys are the same complexion as me and have any recommendations on concealers, bronzers, or foundation shades, please comment them below because I would be very interested in finding my perfect color. It's gotten to the point that I just kind of gave up on it because it's annoying to keep looking. So I want to learn to contour my nose. It's a task, but I never really tried too hard, but I'll give it a go today. Okay, I don't have the right brush for it. I'm not about to start messing around. Let me stop. I'm sure you've noticed I have very strong cheekbones, so this stuff, Bobbi Brown Bronze Glow highlighter powder, looks really nice in person on me, but when I look at it on camera, I'm like, goodness gracious, my cheekbones look wild. This is the color. I'm just taking a dab of that with this brush here. It's a Morphe M501. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the color dark. But to try to dumb this highlight down a little bit, I am gonna put a swab it on. In my head, it's blending everything together, so let's hope it does that. And the very last thing I'm gonna do for my makeup is I'm gonna use this Makeup Forever Mist and Fix 24-hour Mist and Fix. The finished face. Now I just need to do my hair. So I finished off by putting on some lip gloss and changing my hair. I have on the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. Like I said, I really do the very least. No eyeshadow and no lip liner. One of these days I'm gonna learn how to do lip liner. I do wanna learn how to do eyeshadow, but I don't wanna get into that because I will be all day messing around. So yeah, this is the finished look. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for joining this video, and I'll see you in the next one.